The clock is ticking as Congress debates tax hiking. But if there is still no fiscal cliff deal well into December, will Republicans still stick to their guns when it comes to those hikes on the wealthy? To Republican Senator from Utah, Orrin Hatch. Mr. Senator, welcome to the program. Good to see you again, sir.
Well, nice to be with you, Stuart. I appreciate you.
Don't want to offend you, sir, but here's what I think is going to happen. Come the end of December, if there's no deal, President Obama is going to say, hey, you Republicans, you're going to send America over the cliff into recession just because you're defending your rich millionaire pals. Back off. And you, sir, I suspect, will cave.
Oh, I don't think so. The fact of the matter is that neither side should allow this to happen. But it's going to take good presidential leadership. And if it doesn't happen, it's going to be because of a lack of presidential leadership, because the Congress itself just can't do what has to be done.
He won the election, but he won the election. The Democrats increased their size in the Senate, and the president did indeed campaign on raising tax rates on the rich. When push comes to shove, you think you can avoid doing that? You can think you can head him off and negotiate away from tax hikes on the rich?
Well, we hope so, because none of us are for rate increases. We are for finding enough revenue to satisfy the president in the code itself, and I think that's something we can do. But to raise the rates would hit 1 million small businesses and lose about 700,000 jobs. We believe it's not the right thing to do, and it could throw us into another recession if we don't watch what we're doing. Plus, everybody knows, unless we do something about the entitlement programs, that's where the real problems are. We're not going to be able to solve these problems, and the Democrats know that, but they just seem to be unwilling to do anything in that area that they know has to be done.
What would you cut? What would you do with entitlement programs? How would you cut?
Well, first of all, we know that we're going to have to resolve Social Security. It's $18 trillion in unfunded liability. It's the easiest of the things to fix. We could fix that. Senator Reid said,
raise the retirement age?
You know you're going to have to raise the retirement age. You have to do a few other things, including use a better system so that those on the top level do not rise as fast as those on the bottom level. And I think almost any Democrat should agree with that. With regard to Medicaid and Medicare, we know they're both in terrible trouble. Medicare's almost $40 trillion in unfunded liability as we are talking. Medicaid is almost that bad, and the states are having a heck of a time meeting Medicaid payments. And what does the president do? He pushes 22 million more people into Medicaid rolls throughout the country, and the states are up in arms about it and don't know what to do about it. And of course the president said, well, they'll pay for it for the next 3 years from the federal government, but with what? We're broke. And see, these are problems that really Democrats and Republicans and the president should come together, and you cannot solve these problems without really strong presidential leadership.
So if I return to the issue of raising tax rates on the rich, are you dead set against doing it, period?
Yes, we are, and I'll tell you why. Because there are 1 million small businesses, or pretty close to 1 million small businesses, that would be drastically hit. And not only that, but you're talking almost 1 million jobs, really, from somewhere over 700,000 jobs that would be lost if we do that.
But you risk the blame for a recession. The president would say, look what you did. You protected your millionaire pals, and now we've got a recession. It's your fault. He'd say it.
Well, wait just a second. We know that before we're going to get anything accomplished here, we're going to have to reduce spending. And our problem as Republicans is, the Democrats always want to increase rates on the promise that they'll cut spending, and the spending cuts never occur. The rates go up and they keep spending, and we get even deeper in debt. So look, I'm saying without presidential leadership, this cannot be done. With presidential leadership, it can, and I think Republicans would work with the president to get it done if he's dynamic enough and really wants to do it and can really corral his people on his side and get them to work with us.
Senator Orrin Hatch, Republican, Utah. Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Nice to be with you, Stuart.
Thank you, sir.